Hello there, you're just right on time for KUTV Weekend Live, this 18th day of November, the year 2023. Indeed, we have much and bold lined up for you, including our top stories tonight.
Tonight, stop fooling Kenyans. Busia Senator Kio Mtata wants CS Chirchir and CS Murkomen to come clean on their relationship with business lady Anjeri. Give us a break. We kept the oil reserve from drying up. Ruto defends government-to-government oil deal, insisting that the deal was clean and transparent. Also tonight, from December to April, UDA national grassroots elections postponed to April of next year as jitters remain high. Plus, plan with doctor's advice. Women urged to seek doctor's advice before conceiving their babies to reduce preterm births.
Welcome once again and thank you for choosing to stay with us. My name is Auma Evans. Joy Mutava will be assisting us on the Sign Language Interpretation Department. Well, you can talk to us on all of our social media platforms. You can tweet me at Auma Evans. Remember to use the hashtag Weekend Live. And of course, we are live on YouTube at KUTV Live. All right, so now let's begin our bulletin tonight with matters politics. Busia Senator Okiya Omtata says that the government could potentially be the buyer of the 17 billion shillings oil consignment at the center of the ownership contest. According to Senator, the Ministry of Petroleum and Mining withdraws some 17 billion shillings from the consolidated fund at the end of the financial year 2022-2023 to subsidize private financial enterprises without the regard to the law. And as Dennis Otieno reports, Omtata further alleges that the cabinet secretaries Davis Chirchir and Kipchumba Murkomen are privy to the deal and are using little-known businesswoman Anjeri as the face in the arrangement.
The port of Mombasa received an oil consignment early November, a package that was already the subject of a court case while still in the high seas. Upon landing, a tussle over who owned the 17 billion shillings consignment began. Little-known businesswoman Anjeri Njoroge, on one hand, Energy CS Davis Chirchir and his transport counterpart Kipchumba Murkomen, on the other hand, saying the 93,000 metric tons oil was not ours, but instead belonged to oil marketers Galana Energies and Aramco, who have remained silent since. Kenya Ports Authority corroborated these claims, accusing Ann of using forged documents to claim the consignment. The importation flies in the face of a government-to-government oil importation deal that is now equally controversial. But who is Ann Njoroge, who some question her billionaire status, while her own mother told a local media house she had no idea her daughter was swimming in billions?
So, mamone, na unajua biashara ya mafuta, unajua gharama yake, pesa ambayo inatakikana ufanye biashara ya mafuta, bilioni 17. Angalia sura yake.
The opposition is asking us about the G2G petroleum engagement. We can confidently tell them all the documentation is public.
Busia Senator Okia Omtata not only agrees with Odinga's assertion. In his findings released today, the legislator says that government's own records corroborate a correlation between some 17 billion shillings which were unconstitutionally withdrawn from the Consolidated Fund in June 2023 to subsidize unnamed private financial enterprises and the 17 billion shillings contested shipment. Omtata has further challenged CS Chirchir and CS Murkomen to come clean on their relationship with Anjeri, who he says may have been their front in what he calls a haste and whom they may have fallen out with. Both CSs are yet to answer to Omtata's allegations. Dennis Omondi reporting for KUTV.
Right, let's stay on oil matters for a bit. Now, President William Ruto has dismissed opposition leader Raila Odinga's claim that the government oil importation deal with two Middle East nations is a scam. The president insists that the engagement with the Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates is a transparent and kept the country's oil reserves from drying up. Ruto was speaking in Ndiye, Kirinyaga County while on a development tour, as Vivian Opio reports.
The conversation on the G2G oil took center stage during the commissioning of the construction of roads in Ndiye constituency, Kirinyaga County, as President William Ruto defended the government's agreement with the two Arab nations on oil importation.
Nikaongea na watu wa Saudi Arabia, nikaenda nikaongea na watu wa United Arab Emirates, nikawaambia hii mafuta kwa sababu mambo ya madola inatuletea matatizo. Hii mafuta mtupatie tuuze kwa shilingi ya Kenya, sisi tutatafuta madola, baada ya miezi 6 sisi tutawalipa. Na ndio sababu hiyo leo Kenya tuko na mafuta.
President Ruto, flanked by Mount Kenya leaders at the event, accused the former regime for driving the country into an economic mess, leaving them to collect the pieces.
Bei ya mafuta imepanda kila mahali. Lakini kama Kenya tulifanya mpango, kwa sababu wakati niliingia ofisini siku ya kwanza petrol station zetu nyingi hazikuwa na mafuta.
Kikuyu MP Kimani Ichung'wah echoed President Ruto's sentiments, further alleging that Azimio coalition leader Raila Odinga is a bitter man because his oil business is declining.
He was a sole guarantor and underwriter of ile mambo ya deep state, ya state capture na corruption yenye ilifanya bei yetu ya mafuta na shilingi yetu izorote.
Ichung'wah continued to throw shades at the opposition, adding that the price of flour and other basic commodities is coming down without their protests.
Walituambia wanavaa sufuria kwa kichwa sababu bei ya unga ilikuwa iko 230 240, ndio? Sasa bei ya unga inacheza 135, 145 mpaka 162.
This past Thursday, Odinga termed the oil importation agreement signed in April as a fraudulent undertaking that never lived to its purpose of reducing prices of petroleum products, further calling for its termination.
It is state capture by Mr. Ruto and company and a conspiracy against the country. Ruto's collapsing the country while feeding Kenyans on lullabies. Rather than keeping the cost of oil permanently high in Kenya, the deal is costing the country dearly.
President Ruto's visit to Kirinyaga County involved commissioning of construction of market centers in Ndiye constituency and promised to complete all stalled projects in the country next year. Vivian Opio, KUTV.
Right, away from oil and now let's dive into politics. Rather, the United Democratic Alliance, UDA, has now postponed its grassroots election that was set to take place on the 9th of December this year. The elections are now expected to be held next year in April on the 12th, 19th and 26th respectively. The decision comes following a meeting by the UDA's National Leadership Committee chaired by President William Ruto. Aspirants are encouraged to continue registering, with the registrations period expected to continue until the 22nd of March next year. even as the issues of leadership wrangles jitters on. Now matters health. The pediatricians in Kakamega are advising women looking to start families to seek medical assistance before they conceive to reduce early births and delivery of their preterm babies. The doctors also emphasize the importance of antenatal care among expectant women. Christine Adhiambo now reports.
While celebrating the World Prematurity Day in Kakamega, Dr. Roslyn Malangachi from Kakamega Hospital highlighted some of the predisposing factors associated with preterm births, which include multiple pregnancies, failure of expectant mothers to seek antenatal care, age, and any form of trauma while the mother is pregnant, also chronic diseases like diabetes and hypertension. Dr. Roslyn adds that if there is a risk of delivering early, the medics can administer antenatal steroids which help mature the baby's lungs, thus saving it from dying.
Do a few investigations. Of course, they're going to take your history and physical examination. There are some tests that they're going to do. And depending on what is found, they're going to put interventions. Should there be a risk for delivering early, we have an intervention called antepartum steroids. Again, this is one of the key messages that is being given out in this World Prematurity.
Additionally, she recommended the application of kangaroo mother care, which involves skin-to-skin care for every baby due to insufficient incubators in hospitals to help regulate preterm baby's temperature immediately after birth. This method also helps in bonding with the mother.
In the mother's breast, they're able to control their temperature because they're deriving heat from the mother. The baby is able to feed on demand because they are in close connection with the mother, and also enhances bonding between the baby and the mother.
Boniface Nyumbile stated that the hospital's newborn unit admits 150 preterm babies every month, with 55% of these being delivered at the hospital itself. He adds that the unit has contributed to the child's survival owing to the 60% of mothers in the county choosing to deliver in hospitals.
Lakini kwa sasa tuko na hospitali Malava County Hospital ambayo sasa tumefungua kituo kama hiki. Hiyo imesaidia, manake sasa tupati watoto kutoka hizo sehemu Lugari, kule Navakholo na sehemu kama hizo. Wao wanabaki kule Malava. So wale ambao wanaletwa hapa ni wale wameshinda kupata huduma kwa kiwango hicho. Wale wanahitaji sasa kiwango kama hiki, hao ndio wanakuja hapa.
A newborn unit is being constructed in Malava to handle preterm babies from Lugari, Likuyani and Navakholo sub-counties to ease congestion in the one general hospital. Yvonne Kemuma, KUTV.
Right, that story was produced by our very own Christine Adhiambo, and of course voiced by Yvonne Kemuma. Now to rather some story that might concern you. Floods resulting from the ongoing heavy rainfall have continued to cause destruction, leading to deaths and displacement in several parts of the country. According to the Kenya Red Cross Society, many parts of coast, northern Kenya and the eastern region are among areas that have received heavy rainfall, leading to floods.
Floods have continued to wreak havoc in the country following the onset of heavy rainfall that have seen thousands of people displaced and property destroyed. In Mombasa County, 3 people have been reported dead, with other 3,800 people displaced due to floods. Statistics from the Kenya Red Cross report that rainfall and flooding has had the most significant impacts in parts of Mombasa, Tana River, Garissa, Isiolo, Mandera, Marsabit, Samburu and Wajir counties. In a recent report, data from Red Cross also state that 156 families in Bandi Gas and in Tana River County have been displaced, and the number is expected to rise as more people seek higher grounds. The weather forecast from the Kenya Meteorological Department indicates that most parts of the country anticipate rainfall with isolated storms in central highlands, southeastern lowlands, coasts, western and northeastern Kenya. Despite the existence of a designated fund to combat the impacts of El Nino, some counties decry national government's failure to offer relief services. Mombasa Governor Abdul Swamad Nasir speaks to this.
We've received 0 funding, be it through a conditional grant or be it through a donation for purposes of El Nino. Everything that we are doing with our own resources as the county government.
Humanitarian assistance through the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, IFRC, has overseen rescue services to most affected regions with provision of basic necessities and related support. Virginia Mudeu, KUTV.
1:15, time to take our first breather here on Weekend Live. Plenty more to follow after the break.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more, only on Law Matters.
Hello everybody! I'm Nena. And I'm Gigi. Welcome to Engine Season 2! The place to find out about the world we live in and the creatures that we share our planet with. Join us on the most exciting adventures across the African continent. See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes, and out of this world technologies. Meet incredible scientists and learn fantastic facts. Explore, discover, be amazed. Part of the next generation of African change makers. Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day. And you need the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is one of a kind as we celebrate our very own here at the Kenyatta University. This is indeed the 30th Annual Culture Week, and we halt it by marking and celebrating Mr. and Miss KU. The theme for this year was celebrating cultural heritage, diversity, and development, and there were a number of categories displayed: cultural wear, dinner wear, Halloween wear, you name it. We get this episode of Fashion Diary started with me, your host, Ashley Asachi, and without wasting time, let's see how the contestants battle this out.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Remember, you can be part of this broadcast by sending in your thoughts and comment on our social media platform. Remember, you can tweet me on X at Auma Events. Remember to use the hashtag Weekend Live. Now let's continue with our broadcast. Rheumatic disease were previously considered to be rare in Africa, but the number of cases is on the rise. Health experts attribute the trend to changing lifestyles on the continent. Juma Majanga reports for the Voice of America from Nairobi, Kenya.
In Mwihoko area, a suburb on the outskirts of Nairobi, Nancy Irungu is back to doing her housework. Irungu says she could not perform such tasks just a few months ago after falling ill with rheumatoid arthritis and gout that made it hard for her to move. Her husband and mother were also affected by the disease. After months of treatment, Irungu, a mother of 5 who is also a priest, is happy she can now go back to her duties.
I could attend the church, I could do the readings, I could even preach, but I could not do like washing, going to the garden, nothing like that.
The doctor who treated Irungu and her kin is Professor Omondi Oyo, a rheumatologist at the Kenyatta National Hospital and lecturer at the University of Nairobi. Oyo attributes rising cases of rheumatic diseases in Africa to lifestyle changes that are happening across the continent and the world.
Generally, the whole world, people are less active. Less and less people are doing exercise. There's more obesity. There's change in diet. People are eating more animal proteins, juices preserved with fructose, and therefore there's an upsurge of uric acid worldwide.
Rheumatic diseases have been prevalent in older people and generally rare in Africa. Experts say that trend is changing as the cases are not only increasing but also affecting young people, posing a health challenge.
Gout is associated with hypertension and also with high cholesterol and diabetes. So they tend to come together, especially in obese people. And the problem with this combination is that they can damage your kidney, can damage the blood vessels in the heart and predispose you to heart attack, and can predispose you to stroke.
Treating rheumatic diseases can be expensive, but Oyo says in most cases, avoiding it is as easy as making 2 simple lifestyle changes.
People should be more physically active, and that will help in reducing the prevalence of hypertension, the prevalence of gout, and the prevalence of diabetes. Those are things which work together and also help to reduce cholesterol in the blood. And number 2 is diet. People should pay more attention to diet.
Kenyans are known for their love for roasted meat, popular as nyama choma in Swahili. And as Christmas festivities approach, health experts say a little moderation can go a long way towards avoiding long-term healthcare challenges later. Juma Majanga, VOA News, Nairobi.
Butali Ali is the only woman ambulance driver in Kenya's largest refugee camp, Dadaab. VOA's Ahmed Hussein met Ali and reports from Garissa County about breaking gender norms and societal expectation. Take a look.
Early in the morning, Batula Ali sets off to begin work in Kenya's Dadaab refugee camp in Garissa County. This is a job she has been doing for the last 22 years. On any given day, Ali might be driving pregnant mothers to the hospitals or helping young malnourished children in homes and dispensaries. But sometimes she says her responsibilities go way beyond just being behind the wheel.
Na nikitoka from Hagadera to Garissa, niko na nurse.
When traveling from Hagadera refugee camp in Garissa, I go with a nurse so that in case a pregnant woman delivers on the way, I put on gloves and help out. I then hold the baby and clean the bed for her, stabilize the patient, and then drive to the hospital.
For the last 4 years, Ali has been working with a humanitarian organization, the International Rescue Committee, or IRC. helping thousands of mothers in refugee camps. Ali says she has battled prejudice and stereotypes that suggest driving is only for men, but she says these obstacles have only served to embolden her resolve and work to make a difference.
I have faced many challenges. I used to drive non-Muslim engineers and people used to abuse me, calling me a prostitute and throw stones at me, but I didn't bow to their pressure. I kept on doing my job.
One of the biggest challenges came from home, where her husband also did not approve of her driving.
He used to abuse me and beat me to leave this job, but I refused. When I got out into the field, he used to label me a prostitute until we divorced.
Despite that, she says she's content with her role as an ambulance driver and as a mother to 7 children.
I'm very happy with my job. I have raised my children with it, and I have educated them and myself using earnings from this job.
Ali is not stopping there. She says her next plan is to train as a nurse to further her career in saving lives. I'm Hussein for VOA News, Garissa, Kenya.
All right, we take yet another short break. When we come back, it's all about sporty news.
I'm your host, Esther Becky.
And my name is DJ Terror.
We start you off with a word of prayer and get you started with a live transformational worship experience. And have our minds renewed by the word of God on the word segment.
And not forgetting new music za hii wiki, yani ndakuwa bado nawapatia pale wasanii wamekuwa kiwakali. So make sure manzo tune in because zitakuwa zina flow pia pale mixes kwa wingi, yani zitakuwa zina come through, and pia performance yani from our gospel artist hapa on Gospel Art
from 7 to
10 a.m. only on KUTV.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za taarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani swahibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahoda mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalunukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
Right, now time for the latest in the world of sports. Now the Rugby Sevens Safari Series kick off today in Nairobi with several blockbusters matches for rugby fans. The Kenya national team, better known as Shujaa, showed their dominance in their first match after thrashing South Africa All Stars 36-0 before demolishing rivals Uganda 17-5 and finish off on a high note by defeating Tropic Sevens 33-5. In the women's tournament, Kenya Lionesses trashed Uganda 12-5, while the Cubs got a victory of 32-0 against Tuks. The Rugby Safari 7 series will continue tomorrow at the RFUE grounds in Ngong Road, Nairobi. Now from rugby to football action, the 2026 World Cup qualifiers match day 1 action continue across various stadiums in Africa. Several matches on the card. Tanzania registered their first victory against Niger at Stade de Marrakech. In other matches played in the opening of the World Cup qualifiers, Black Stars of Ghana secured a 1-0 victory against Madagascar, while Zambia bagged a 4-2 win against Congo. The indomitable Lions of Cameroon bagged 3-0 victory against Mauritius, while Burkina Faso played out a 1-1 draw against Guinea-Bissau, and Ivory Coast demolished Seychelles by 9-0. Kenya's Harambee Stars will take on Seychelles on match day 2 of the qualifiers set to take place on Monday next week in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. That's all we had for you this particular weekend and evening. My name is Auma Evans. Joy Mtava has been our sign language interpreter tonight. Until next time, it's a bye-bye and do have a lovely night.